So what's your question?
How to get rid of the fear of the physical abuse?
Okay, usually this fear is popular among women, so we'll talk about women now. Sometimes males too, but that some people in society, they can feel those pheromones, they can feel those, when she goes through fear, some people can kind of sense it. So it's very important. Now, if a woman walks on the street midnight or whatever, and suddenly somebody grabs her neck from the back and starts choking her, it's usually anal with olfactory male. In ancient time, it did the same, you remember, because she was through fear, you had to choke her to survive. It's imprinting. Like zebras, everybody has imprinting. You cannot approach zebra closer than 20 meters. They run away because we used to throw spears in about 20 meters. So for survival, we have this imprinting, you understand?
Yeah.
So if somebody grabs her, she has to limp down, kind of collapse, not fight, and not scream. When she does scream and fight, she triggers, its adrenaline drops into the blood. If she calm, is not gonna have this adrenaline trigger. So if she does that, first she needs to come down. Again, it's not easy, but once she knows what she has to do, she has to practice with her friends, or maybe, I don't know, maybe these classes for movie and theater classes or whatever. Now, because she has to do everything kind of with confidence. You can't play, and then you kind of play like psychologist. You grab his hand and like asking random question, what is your name? Maybe you don't need to look at him. Maybe he doesn't need any witnesses. So if you come, if you kind of grab his hand after, if you collapse, you don't fight, he's gonna release. Then you grab his hand, what is your name or something. Because if he has mask on or whatever he has, behind his mask, it's anal vector boy with his fears, with his offenses, with his insecurities. So you need to understand, you need to calm him down. If you walk out right now from garage, you parked your car and you go into your building, and you approach the door. Before you open the door, maybe it's one door in and out, and before you get in, a guy comes out with the mask on, with a rope in his hand and a knife. So in this situation is the same. If she starts screaming and running, I don't know what's gonna happen. Come down, slowly you approach him, you grab his neck and pet him or something. What is your name? You need to calm him down, because screaming, aggressive effect will trigger adrenaline. You understand? It's fighting mode. It's a war. That's when people get killed. We were screaming because one of the reasons we're screaming because when we went hunting on the mammoth, that's the only thing we could use, screaming, and they run away. Animals. That's the only. So it's a fighting mode. It's kind of warfare. So once you come down, use this female's energy, and you kind of, the same thing. If he comes into your house, it's the same thing you need to do in your shower. You just come down very slowly, start talking to him, and grab his hand, whatever. As long as you don't scream, run, and fight, you'll be fine. So you need to know how to react to certain situations, you understand?
Yeah.
Because you don't know, that's why they have fears. They don't know how to react when, she's going in the forest and suddenly a pack of wolves around her and she's by herself. And they approaching her, they hungry, they try to hunt down a deer, it's run away, the deer. So they're not in good mood, they kind of approaching. Same thing people, same thing exactly. Because wolves, they also have day watcher, visual vector, night watcher, audio vector we have. So she find the leader of the pack, probably has tail up because it shows pack tail left, tail right, and they go left, they go right. So probably is gonna be one of the first ones. She approaches him also slowly, sits down, pet him. But if she's calm and she expresses this feminine energy, she can suppress the aggression. If she doesn't have this, she's not calm down, then it's like minus and plus, it's balanced. Minus and minus is gonna disconnect. If she's in fears and aggressive and he's aggressive, they're gonna start fighting. Same thing in relationship is the same thing. Every situation, any situation that can play you, any situation, woman, she can suppress the aggression. Any situation you can take. For example, especially in Russia, a secretary works for the boss and suddenly he sends everybody home 1 hour earlier. He gets drunk because it's anal vector with his fears and he scares. He calls into the office and he locks down the door. And now she thinks she's gonna get raped. And if she starts fighting with him, I don't know, screaming, I don't know what happens. So again, in this situation, if it worsens the situation, if she cannot calm him down, like whatever she comes down, talking, grabbing his hand or pet him, if it doesn't work and it still advances, she needs to but she has to react first. She grabs his belt, Johnny relax. She unbuckles his belt and his pants and she jerks him off first. And then he's gonna leave her alone. But if she doesn't take the control, she can either way, if she does, like we played the other situation, she kind of calm, she like Johnny, I know, most likely is gonna relax. But if not, if he's really drunk already, he's ready to do whatever he thought to do, then she can do that. That's the same thing if she gets kidnapped in the car. She can do the same thing, even if it's in the car. You understand? Because it's either this or get raped. It's when it's really things get worsened. Or if he's still trying to grab, or if he's still, she can kind of grab him maybe from the back and grab his testicles and squeeze it a little bit, Johnny relax, because it's very kind of painful, and then he's gonna come down if he needs to be, if he's still grabbing her, understand?
Yeah.
But we're talking about situation where, like, to be raped or not, like even if it's worse situation. Usually she doesn't need to do that if she knows how to be psychologist. But sometimes it doesn't help. Sometimes some situation is not gonna help. So she has to advance further before he advances. She has to do certain things before he starts doing that. You understand?
Yeah.
In any situation, woman, if she knows how to react, she's confident, she's calm inside, she wins in any situation. She doesn't need man protecting, is not protect. Nobody needs to protect her, because people look at the lions. They protecting the lion.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
So it's all bullshit. They say man need to protect woman. She can go outside and be more protective than the man, because man, he has to use his male's energy. Now he cannot do the same. He has to fight.
Yeah.
So it's easier for woman to get protect for her man. You understand?
Yeah,
It's the other way, because man, he has to fight. not any situation. For example, the guy with the mask, he can talk before he fights. If talking not enough, then he has to fight. But first talking. A woman, she can suppress it. Man, he can talk. If it's dermovisual male and nanovector male, maybe he can do the same. I don't know. But it's only in certain vectors, not every man. Because dermovisual boys, it doesn't matter for them. If it's a man, if it's a woman, if it's a guy, they don't care. You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of that's the vector, but most of the men they need to react differently. So it's all bullshit. Man needs to protect woman. If she knows every situation, if she knows how to deal with that, and she doesn't need nobody to she can protect. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just few examples I gave you. Any situation there is example, they can be kind of, you can say, played, and then she needs to kind of experience it so she can do it with confidence, because if she cannot do that, then he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
So one of them will do either way. You understand? But sometimes it's hard because women usually they used to be passive and they don't really do active things too much. They only do unless for themselves, because they way their grandmother teach them you have to be passive. Their and their grandma, I don't know where she got from her grandma. So they only teaching each other. There is no nobody teaching them. That's the problem. Nobody teaching men, nobody teaching women. Men don't know what's going on. They don't know about sexuality of the woman. 8, 10 orgasms they have. They have no idea, nothing. Even women, they don't know. So I don't know, and nobody's teaching them.
Yeah.
Men, they know how to play football, fix the car, but they have no idea about women, sexuality, and personality. That's why they fight, and they're never gonna, it's always gonna be divorce, it's always gonna be fighting, it's never gonna end until somebody teaches them.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But psychologist, I don't know, honestly I never been a psychologist, but I know a lot of them. I see how they teach, I see what they do. I think small things it helps, again, talking. But things that I'm covering here, I don't think they go that far. You understand?
Yeah.
They don't even, they cannot even talk about that. Whatever we're talking right now, if I would right now give you psychology session, I would lose my license. So therefore I don't do my sessions because I don't need this. I'm gonna do training, people online, whoever wants to listen, whoever, you understand?
Yeah.
I cannot even do that because they're gonna take off your license if you're just talking about that. But how you gonna help person if all his sexual energy is blocked, all his channels blocked? He scares even to talk about that. He scares to express his feelings and because sexual energy is most powerful. That's what pushes your life, you can say, and it's blocked. So it's impossible to do certain things because it's blocked. You can't, you're scared to talk about that. And grandma that teaches you, in her age, they didn't even talk about that. They had 6 more kids in the same room. Quiet, shut off the lights. That's how their sex life was. They didn't even. So I don't know how they teaching their children and grandchildren. You understand?
Yeah.
Because children, mother usually teaches her daughter, right? But who teaches her? Her grandma, her mother. So I'm not sure. And stuff that she teaches her, most of the stuff, they shouldn't teach that. I know what they teaching, but it's different topic to talk about. You understand?
Yeah.
And you need to able to express, you need to talk. That's first thing. If you don't talk, you're never gonna get rid of those fears. Your channels because it has to come from subconscious to your conscious mind first. You can't help with the issue if it's subconsciously somewhere you know, but you don't know exactly. Now we brought it consciously, some things. Now we can work with this, you understand? Before you didn't even know what to work with, right?
Yeah.
So that's vector psychology is all about, you understand? Yeah.